All right, cool. I want to talk about you, though. We got 1 hour. We're going to max out this hour. I want this hour to change your life. I want you to never forget it because I want to help you. The reason I want to help you is I am you. I started out in door-to-door sales by mistake, but I did, and it changed my life. I admire what you're doing. I want you to understand that. I know what you're doing. I did it for years. You can track back a $500 million net worth for me now to knocking on doors when I was a 21-year-old kid. So those of you guys in this room with a dream to do something great with your life, and you're kind of average and ordinary, maybe you're not the smartest dude in the world or the biggest dude in the world, but you want to do something great with your life, maybe I can be an example of that.
I want to talk to you today because I hope that of all the talks that happen here, you forget about me, but that this changes your life. And I want to remind you of something as I begin today, that you were born to do something great with your life, that you're extraordinary. Listen to me, that you're enough, that you're special, that you're favored, that you're chosen, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you've been carrying with you. Some of you come in here today, and you know what? You've even thought of harming yourselves. Maybe you're even proud of the fact you haven't killed yourself. But every day, some of us are killing ourselves with the shame we carry from something we've done, some humiliation, some fear. We put this gun to our head every day that tells us we're not enough. We're not strong enough, pretty enough, smart enough, favored enough, that we're doomed. And we carry these guns in our head every day that shame us, that take our confidence from us, that steal our joy. It's like a knife. You don't have to kill yourself because you do it every day. You do it over and over and over again, and there's a better way forward. You can put those things down in your life. You could decide today that you were born to do something great. You could set aside this weapon that you keep using against yourself to hold you back from your joy, from your passion, from your achievement, from all the goodies in life. You could decide today, just intentionally, to set this weapon down, whatever it is. Something from your childhood, a divorce, a business failure, something you're just not proud of that you've done. Set it down. Stop using it as a weapon against yourself and realize that happened for you and not to you. I'll prove it to you. I'm a big believer in fake it till you make it. I don't want you seeing, people say, well, social media is so full of like these fake lives. People have always lived fake lives. I was living a fake life way before social media came along. In fact, when I became an entrepreneur, I wanted to be somebody so bad. I wanted to be rich so bad. I thought, if I don't look successful, no one's going to listen to me. Who's going to listen to a young kid in business about how to save your money when I didn't have any? That was my own limiting belief. What's yours? You have this kind of convoluted limiting belief about why you can't do something right now that's your own BS story you keep telling yourself. How about you just drop that story? How about you just decide it's a lie, even if it is true? I'm not going to just teach you not to tap into your pain. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay, I teach people how to change things technically, but I believe in this concept of living blissfully dissatisfied, which means there's a way. Most achievers have it backwards. They think, hey, if I enjoy my success, I'm going to lose all my drive, right? And then other people that aren't successful yet, haven't reached what they want, or they delay their bliss until a destination in the future. Once I get this relationship, once I make that money, once I get that car, once I have that home, then I'll let myself feel bliss. And so I teach you that the concept is you can live blissfully and still be dissatisfied. Your pathway to changing how you feel about yourself, of getting to the next level, is always giving, always giving, always giving. I have this thing I kind of run my life through that kind of is my governor on my life of when I'm trying to give and when I'm trying to make a difference for people. And I just have this hallucination. I am a Christian, and so I believe that someday when I die, there's an accounting. I don't care if you. I'm actually one of these very interesting people that I believe in the quantum field and energy because I know it exists, and I believe my Lord and Savior created it. You have whatever your belief is wonderful. I don't preach. I just want you to know. I know there's an energy field. I know there's a God, and Lewis asked me on the show, what are 3 truths? And I said, the first thing is there's a God. I just want you to know that. So you believe your beliefs. I respect them. I admire them. I have people from every belief center in the world on my program. But I just want to say to you, this is my prism I live my life through. It governs my decision making, and I make mistakes all the time. One of the cool things about being a Christian is I'm saved by the grace of God because I know I'm going to sin. That's one of the cool things about my particular faith. But the point that I want to make, because I sin all the time, I make mistakes all the time. I've already used profanity, I think 4 times in this talk, so I know for sure I've messed some mistakes. But let me tell you how I govern my life. I believe at the end of my life there's an accounting. And I'm going to sit in front of my Lord, and I want him to say, well done, good and faithful servant. But having said that, no matter what your beliefs are, I think that I actually get to meet somebody interesting. Maybe you don't believe in anything faith-based, but I bet you believe there's a recording going on in your life. Someone's paying attention. Someone's going to tell the story of your life. Maybe your great-granddaughter will carry the legacy of your life and what you've done, but someone's paying attention to what you're doing here. You've always had that sense. You've always known your life mattered. You've always known since you were a little girl that there's something special you're supposed to be doing. And that anxiety, that fear you have is maybe you're not doing it. I think for me, it's the fear that, honestly, I really do. Like, when I kind of talk, it's stuff I actually really do. So, like, I really am chasing that guy. And so I feel there's this fear I won't get to him someday. There's this fear I won't live up to being the man I was capable of becoming. The other thing is, I'm obviously far more aware with all of my weaknesses than you'd see in a speech or in social media. And I don't always like things I do and say, and I want to be better. You know, I want to improve. I want to grow. I want to also, now that you do this too, like now that people listen to you and follow you, and you have this obligation to grow and to improve and to be authentic and vulnerable and get better. My big thing is I don't have balance. I actually think balance is boredom and not completely achievable. So what I've decided is I'm present wherever I am. So where I am is where I'm present. I used to not be that guy. So a little technique, you think this is nuts. I had an experience happen about a year ago where my daughter walked in a room. I was in the living room and she came in with something she wanted to tell me. I hadn't seen her all day. And she walked in, and as she walked in, I looked back at my phone and didn't look at her. And I happened to glance back at her and I saw what it did to her. And I thought to myself, this is one thing for all you parents or future parents. What does it do to her identity that every time she walks in a room, something here is more important than her? What does it tell her about how important and special and chosen and beautiful and smart she is? And it crushed me. And she hadn't even walked away. I said, baby, come here. And I gave her I get emotional now. I gave her this huge hug. I said, I won't do that again. You're so much more important than this right here. I'm so sorry. And I know I've done it before too. So what I've done is, when I come home now, I live in a gated community. I think the people at the gate think I'm crazy because I handle every business item at the side of the gate before I get to my house. Emails, calls. I talked to Lewis there 100 times. They're all done. They're all done. And they're all done. And then when I get to my house, because I can't trust me, I leave my phone in the car the first hour when I'm home. I have to literally go back into my car to get it. And when I come home, that first hour, my kids are teenagers. Even when your kids are little, they don't need every minute with you. They just need you in those minutes. So I leave it in the car the first hour I come home. I walk right into my kids' room, tell them about school, what's happening. We pray together at night, every night. The other thing is we do pray every night. I go in on my knees and pray with each of my kids. Just something that I do that's a routine that I think they enjoy. They'll remember all their life. They prayed with their daddy every night. And then the other thing I do that's sort of sinister but helps is I schedule appointments in my phone with them. Because what most people do is they schedule all their appointments in their phone and then they fit their family around what's ever in there. I schedule Bella, Max, and Christiana and my parents first, and then my business stuff goes around it. So it sounds a little contrived, but I have appointments with them.
Let me tell you something, man. I have this hallucination that when I die, I'm a Christian. Even though you didn't know it from my language today, God forgive me. I'm a sinner saved by God's grace, okay? But let me say something to you. I think when I die, when I meet him, he's gonna go, well done, good and faithful servant. But I got this other feeling. I think he introduces us to who we were capable of being. Who he made you in his image and likeness, the woman or man you were capable. I think he introduces me, hey Ed, I want you to meet this guy right here. This is the man I made you to be. These are the places you could have gone, the experiences you could have had, the people you could have helped, the moments, the memories, the way you feel about you, what you could have had. That's the guy right there. And when I meet that dude, I want to go, man, I've been chasing your ass all my life.
Where you would connect with me is that you would make me, I'm a contributor now. My 6 human needs, mine is growth and contribution. Okay, if you're familiar with what Tony and I teach on that. And so what you would do is you'd acknowledge a contribution I've made for you specifically. So if you sent me a message and it said, I want to tell you specifically what you said in this place that resonated with me, and then tell me the difference it made for you, you would stand out from a sea of people being very kind. You don't need to send me a gift or a watch or a painting or anything like that. But if you told me that, I'd want to, you know what I would want to do? I'd then want to help you more. I'd want to help you with the next step and the next level. So that's how you would do it with me. And there are people in this room that are nodding because they've done that with me. And we did connect based on that. So that's how you would do it.
Because I know what it's like not to feel great about what you're doing, to doubt whether you're doing this. And I just got to tell you something. I'm an example. This stuff pays. I want to win. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want my kids proud of me. I want me proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the man I look back at, that he gave it everything, that he went for it.